Hello and welcome to Remnant 2. Today we're going to be doing a concoction build, which is a little bit of a misnomer because concoctions on their own are not going to make a build. So there's two parts to our whole setup here. On the first hand, our primary focus is the concoctions, and then the secondary one is a spread reduction shotgun type of build with a nice bit of status effects on there. So looking at the concoction setup, what you're going to want are three main pieces. Primary archetype is going to be the Alchemist. That's going to give us 3 additional concoction slots. Then we're going to have our amulet, the Brewmaster's Cork. You can get this in the Awakened King DLC. It increases our limit by 2 more, and then for every concoction we have active, it gets us 2% damage reduction. And then the last piece is the feastmaster signet, which increases our limit for concoctions by another 1. This is kind of the least important of the 3 pieces. Really, it's the Brewmaster's Cork and the Alchemist that are doing a lot for us because they increase our limit and also do other things. Feastmaster Signet only gives us a 1 concoction slot. But with all the concoctions we're going to have on, we're going to have 7 on. We're going to get 14% extra damage reduction and then a whole bunch of buffs from all the different concoctions. It's going to increase, we're going to have like increased maximum health, spread reduction, stamina recovery, movement speed, like armor, a whole bunch of things. Like normally, you want to pick and choose what concoction you're using and if it's going to benefit your build. But for this one, because we can use 7 of them, you have a lot of freedom in what you're doing, and because you're using so many, all these buffs allow you to kind of like not put points into certain traits because you're already getting those bonuses and concoctions and then put them into something else. So that's the first part of the whole build, is the concoctions. And the concoctions I will be using today, we're going to do maximum health, that's 1. We're going to do maximum stamina, verdant tea for the stamina recovery, tranquility font so that we can do the spread, gun recoil, and all that stuff. Bark skin for extra armor, and then we still have 2 more slots that we can work with. Dark cider giving us a little bit more health, stamina, movement speed, and the last one I think I'm going to do, maybe some root water just to give us even more regeneration on top of the regen that we have going on. So that's a lot of bonuses that we're going to be having. Now for the second part of our whole loadout right now, which is a shotgun kind of build, you want to build around spread reduction, and we're going to have a real good spread on our shotgun. It's going to have some decent range, and like I said, we've got status effects on there. So we are going to have the targeting jewel on for that range and spread reduction. Put on the Band of the Fanatic to enhance the damage of our status effects, but it does cut the duration, so keep that in mind. And then Outcast Ring, because it increases our reload speed every time we reload. With our shotguns, we're going to be reloading a fair amount, and I wanted it to reload quickly. For the guns, I've got Sparkfire Shotgun as a new shotgun, catches them on fire. We've got Hot Shot on it, so then we're going to be doing double fire. And it has Fetid Wounds so that we can get corrosion on the guys. So we're going to have like 3 status effects from the single gun at certain times. And then our second gun is, of course, a double barrel. It's got corrosive rounds on it, so we can get corrosion on there. And Twisting Wounds so that we can also inflict bleeding, another status effect on them. So we're doing a lot of status effects. Our melee weapon is a Gas Giant. We're probably not going to use it a ton, but it will do a bit of corrosion. The armor and stuff I've got going on, you can put on whatever armor you want, really. But I chose these for like some like thematic reasoning. I figured our dude is like a brewmaster. He's making things, chemicals, shenanigans, so he's got a gas mask on to like help for breathing, right? And then the technician armor is Drazir stuff, right? It's from Nerud. The Nerud, there's a ring that talks about how they understand their body is just a cocktail of chemicals, and they can alter it as long as they understand what's in there. I mean, we're drinking a whole bunch of potions, so I mean, it makes sense, right? That maybe that's what the Nerudians would do, right? Our relic is an Unsullied Heart. I don't really ever use it, so I figured I would just try and use it now. We've got maximum health in there with some range damage and elemental damage. I don't have a lot of things that are necessarily increasing my damage, so I figured I'd put a bit into this one to kind of help push us a little bit into being damaging. I have not touched on the skills. I will be using Stone Mist just to make us very durable and get that stagger reduction level. And then Bullet Storm. I was messing around with the Sidewinder, but it's not really vibing with me. I don't know. I'm not a super big fan. I was trying it. It's not bad. I don't dislike it, but So we're just going to go with a Bullet Storm. That'll allow us to like full auto our fire shotgun as well, and then, reload our things pretty quickly too. I did consider Quick Draw, but we're going to stick to just the shotguns. And then last but not least, we have our traits. So we've got Potency from Alchemist, Ammo Reserves from the Gunslinger for the ammo. We put points into Triage and Regrowth, so there's a nice bit of extra healing going on, and just constant regeneration. Fortify, because we're going to have a good amount of damage reduction. We have got 48% right now. Long shot for that extra range on our shotguns. Maxing out our vigor because we want maximum health. We're trying to be very durable with this setup. Spirit and expertise just so that we can charge up our, status effect mods and then keep using our skill cooldowns as much as possible. Glutton because I want to be able to use consumables quickly in the middle of a fight. And then handling because we want that spread reduction, just like I said earlier. And the recoil is nice as well. Okay, so it's all our buffs going on right now. We have 188 health, 133 stamina, quite a bit of armor, which turns into 60% damage reduction total. Skill cooldowns of 20%, mod power generation by 20. And there's just look at all these freaking buffs down here. Like, look at all the modifications we've got going on. It's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot. So let's go ahead and get it moving, man. Some of the other consumables I'm going to be using will be the blood root, so that we've got more health regeneration. I've got confidence booster for even more damage reduction and stagger level reduction as well. That's going to make us incredibly durable during the middle of a fight. You'll be able to see like just how tough we are to kill. And I mean, look how tight the spread is on this shotgun, right? Bang. Down he goes. Boom. Swap it back over. Ooh, and even taking that, like, this is on Apocalypse as well, so that's, we're taking about as much damage as we kind of could, right? And it's still not that bad. Let's go ahead and activate this now. Now, we gotta be careful because some of these spots have, like, extra, like, water spots. But look how much damage. We're just chunking these dudes down with all these effects going on. And then we can move in with these. And if we want, let's drop our stone skin, and we'll see how much damage they're doing. I mean, they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot. Don't get me wrong, but, I mean, how often are you really going to be able to sit there and take a bunch of hits like that, right? Go ahead and use our relic now, which, doesn't give us a full heal, but it heals quickly, and it heals for quite a bit because we have so much maximum health. The good thing, too, with these shotguns, right? Even though we have the maximum range and stuff gone on, like, it's not a huge amount of range. We're still not going to be able to super snipe dudes from, like, this far away. But because of the spread being so tight, we can consistently hit dudes from a distance right here, precision shot, and then get, both the burning from this shot and corrosion going as well. And that's not going to suffer from damage fall off. Like, once we get it on there, like, that's extra damage, right? Boom, just like that. And then it just starts ticking away. We hit him with that, swap over to this one, bang, bang. Oh, there's some robots. Let's go ahead and activate the corrosion on this one. 1, 2. Dodge backwards a little bit. Ooh, get this going. Bang, bang, there's a bleeding. Yeah. Overall, this is a very fun setup. I mean, just the shotgun setups are very fun. If you don't ever do those, you should give it a go. They're a blast. And the easy thing with this, too, is you don't even have to use the shotgun. Like, for a long while before I actually got the Sparkfire shotgun, I was using the coach gun, which is also just does more raw damage. It has a smaller magazine, but with the outcast ring, we're going to start reloading faster and faster. So you can get this nice damage from there. And then you could try and go into, like, whatever other mutator you want. Run the extender, give it a 3-shot and reload even faster. Or, run some other kind of mod. Maybe it's going to be some other elemental damage, Fargazer, summoning things, whatever. Just, it's something. I mean, I think the biggest thing this specific setup struggles with right now would be big groups of enemies, because we can get kind of overwhelmed. However, if we have on both the Stone Mist and our confidence booster, like, we can take a look at how much damage reduction we're going to have, right? So if I drop this, pop it now, we are at 76% damage reduction, which is quite a lot. It's a lot of damage reduction. And then we can eat one of our blood root things, and they last for so long. You can't even see down on the bottom left, but if I move my camera on the top left, you're going to see, another 30 seconds of confidence booster. We still got another minute of the blood root. So there's a lot of, like, good things we can do with the consumables. And one of the cool things you can do with the consumables, well, really, yeah, kind of all the consumables, and concoctions specifically, is you can look at the concoctions that you're going to use and basically identify what trait it's going to replace. Excuse me. And so what I've started doing here lately is, if I know I'm going to take a maximum health concoction, I can just ignore putting points in vigor, and that's going to free up like 8 trait points that I can put in something else. So if you're really tight on trait points, you can look at your concoctions like that and then plug it in and use your trait points somewhere else. Like maybe you really want to get some extra stuff into like resonance or amplitude, just anything else, whatever else you happen to need. You can look at your concoctions to replace various traits, which is I find it very satisfying. It's just a nice way to kind of like look at things. And once you start getting into a big fight like this, you can preemptively pop like a confidence booster and just know like, all right, I'm going to be ready to go whenever these guys start really coming at me. Roll forward to avoid that. We're going to need to dodge back immediately out of that. Nice. Where are they at? There's some more dudes around here somewhere. There you are. Boom. 1600 damage. I mean, so much. And that's not even adding in the like burning damage. It hasn't even come into effect yet. And look how quickly he just burns and poisons down, which the whole reason I really wanted to lean into like burning and corrosion is because I like the idea of this. Again, a brewmaster dude, he's cooking. So he's cooking, he's using fire to make things like heat up, and he's got gases happening, so there's corrosion damage, burning damage. So that's why I ended up leaning into shotguns and some of the status effect things, because again, they kind of like thematically fit with the idea of what my guy is. So on the whole, I mean, it's a very fun setup. Having a ton of buffs is very satisfying. The spread shotgun, very satisfying. On the whole, you can become incredibly durable. I was running it with like a challenger setup and just doing a whole melee thing, and that was very good as well, because you could just crank into those high damage reduction numbers and then like really watch it go. Now we can do a big slam. There's a corrosion cloud right there. And watch as they just walk into it and, like, burn themselves down. It's fantastic. Alright, here we go. Get this reloaded. Let's go ahead and use a blood root now. Confidence booster. Stone skin. And then we will activate Bullet Storm. Now, where's he at? Hot shot. Come on. Oh, dodging around. Oh, he's up high, so we don't have to worry about the explosion, which is great. Because that can be pretty obnoxious to deal with. Or did it hit me? It might have hit me and it just doesn't do very much damage, and I don't notice it because I don't stagger. Oh, too early. Hello. Oh, missing things. That's a little unfortunate. And we'll just move. Oh, hello. Gotta be careful though. Oh, that does hit me, but we're still very durable. Easy day, man. Easy day. Now, I have used this setup to defeat bosses. I defeated, what's his name? Phalin. Sorry, Phalin. The harder one, right? I used it to beat him. So, I mean, the whole setup, it does work fine on bosses. The thing that you might run into is if they have the elemental resistance affix. Obviously, using the status effect stuff is not going to be nearly as good. So, you got to make sure you're willing to pivot. And, I mean, the good thing is with the setup, it's not super contingent on the status effect damage. Like, it is a big part of how I'm dealing damage, but also I can easily just swap guns, swap one ring, and then that's it. Like, I'm good. I have basically the same build, but a slightly different focus. And those guys straight up just showed up out of nowhere. One there, boom. Nice. Look at all that damage, though. It's so satisfying. Even though they don't last nearly as long, I mean... See what I was talking about, the drop-off? Like, even though, like, yeah, you know, the drop-off range of my shotgun blast is, you know, not amazing. The status effect damage is fine. And there it goes. I mean, especially if you get a critical hit or the weak spot hit and you get both burning and corrosion on them. So satisfying. There's a lot of dudes there. That's okay. Let's go ahead and drop one of these. Get ourselves reloaded. Swap to this. Corrosion. 1, 2. Boom. Boom. Oh, missed him. That's alright. Boom. Boom. Keep going. Oh my god. That is something I will say too, and it's not necessarily a flaw of the build. It's me getting used to it still in a way. Having the really tight spread on the shotgun, I'm not used to that. I'm used to there being a little bit of wiggle room in how I shoot. So, you know, it's like kind of like having a sniper rifle. And if you're not right on the target, you're going to miss, which sucks. So you got to keep that in mind a little bit. Ooh, there's a big boy. All right, where's he at? Let's use this. Activate the fire mod as well. We're just going to start unloading. Look how much damage we're doing. Let's drop this plus a confidence booster. We're going to get ourselves as much damage reduction as possible just in case, right? dropping these. Come on. That's fine. Even with his laser, he's not doing that much damage to us. Like, super durable. The setup is very durable. Are you guys gonna go away or what? Yeah. Solid setup. Very solid setup. The most frustrating thing about it is if you go down, you end up having to put on 2 of your concoctions again. And that's very frustrating. I know it's not intentional. It should be fixed. So whenever it gets fixed, you know it's just gonna be better. So, it's cool. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Maybe if I'm feeling squirrely here in a minute, I'll put in a boss fight. But in the off chance that I don't, thanks for watching, guys. I always appreciate you checking out the videos. Give it a try yourself. It's very fun. And let me know what you think. I think up next, I want to do a Grey Health build, so look out for that. That should be the next one. But until then, take care.